What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, we're coming back to Lonesome Blue. Yes, indeed. Lonesome Blue fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Greg Garvin, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 45% of the vote, moving it from number 794 in the queue straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. They all want to see me react to this. It is Lonesome Blue with a song called Face the Fear. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold everything, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Lonesome Blue, okay? And the video has 466,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Lonesome Blue, Face the Fear. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Empty eyes flashing in silence. Truth is tainted with hypocrisy. Shadows laughing in the distance. Doubtful boundaries make it hard to breathe. The only limitations, your imagination. Don't let expectations keep you waiting. Time will never be just right. Don't give in without a fight. Do or die. Even if the odds against you, give it all that you've got. You just gotta get up, go and face the fear and break away. No chains, believe yourself and you will be unstoppable. Dream it bigger now or never. Take a leap of faith. It ain't a height, ignite your fire, free your mind and break from the illusion. Start inside yourself a revolution. Going back.
I think that was the pattern. It was tight. I'm not sure if that was the exact pattern or not. I only heard it one time, but it was tight. I know the pattern was tight. Syncopated. Subdivisions really nicely done. The pre-chorus in 7. I caught that. Yeah, that was nice. Very nicely done. Very smooth transition. Didn't sound awkward at all. The bass work is nice. I like what's happening with the bass. In particular, the fact that every single time she goes up to move around, she doesn't stay up for very long. She always comes back down and reestablishes the root note very quickly. never overstaying her welcome up in the upper register. I like that. I love it when bass players have the discipline to make sure that they remember, yes, it's cool to play up on the neck. It is. I love playing up on the neck too. But our job, well, our primary job is to maintain tempo. That's our main job. I know there's this misconception. Everybody thinks that's the drummer's job. No. The drummer's job is to set up the feel of the song. That's the drummer's job, is feel. Bass players, we are in charge of tempo. So it's important that the bass player keep the tempo going, yes, but very close second, we need to make sure that we keep that bottom end established, and we need to keep that root established. That's our other primary goal. Yes, move around the neck, sure, no problem, as long as it's tasteful, as long as the song calls for it. But keep that bottom end down and keep that root note established. Can't tell you how many times I hear bass players moving around the neck and they're playing all melodically, and hey, it sounds great, it's impressive, yeah, it sounds cool, but the bottom end just completely disappears. And it's like, well, now the song, listen, I'm glad you're showing off your talent and your ability. That's wonderful, but the song is suffering as a direct result, you know? What's more important, showing off your talent or contributing to the song in a positive and constructive way? Which is more important? The song, every single time. She's doing a great job of that. She really is. Let's keep going for right now. There's more I would like to say, but let's keep going for now. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. It's every 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So it's all based on the 16ths. Every third 16th. Well, actually, no. If we go on 2 measure, it'd be 8th does. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That actually makes more sense. Makes it easier too. So every third 8th, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah. That's a very. Okay, out of the 8 reactions I've filmed today, and this is my last one of the day. Out of the 8 reactions I've done today, I think 4 bands have used that exact same subdivision. I think 4 bands have. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very popular rhythmic pattern. It's a very easy rhythmic pattern. And it feels good, especially in up-tempo songs like this. So, I know a lot of people are going to say generic. Well, okay, fine. You can use that word if you want. I think of it like this. If you find something that works for your band, take it and use it, you know? Yeah, other bands have done it, sure. But you know what? We're all thieves. Every single one of us. When it comes to musicians and songwriters, we're all thieves. There's not one original person out there. We've all taken and borrowed from somebody who took and borrowed from someone else, who in turn took and borrowed from someone else. And who knows, down the road, maybe somebody will take and borrow from one of our songs or one of our things. Fine, no problem. Shoot it, like Lemmy said, shoot it up the flag and see who salutes it. I got no problem with it. They make it work. So, yeah, man, good stuff. I also caught on to that extra 2 beats, the lead in, coming out of the 7 section. They were playing in 7, playing in 7, playing in 7. They did a measure of 8, another measure of 8, and then an extra 2 beats to lead into the chorus. It makes sense. I don't know if it necessarily makes sense from a counting standpoint. They already got back. They did the 2 measures of 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then they did 1, 2, bam. I'm just sitting there going, was that necessary? I don't think it was necessary, but it did feel good. It helped. Okay, here's what it did. It helped because we did go back into the 4/4 for the last 2 of the pre-chorus. It really helped differentiate between here's the end of the pre-chorus and here's the chorus. That's what those 2 beats did, more than anything else. It didn't make anything even from a counting standpoint. As a matter of fact, it made things a little uneven. But that's okay, because sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to do those things to make sure that it's brutally obvious that here's the end of one phrase, here's the beginning of the next phrase. So it's not a slam against them at all. As a matter of fact, I think it was a smart thing to do because they did go into the 4/4 for the last 2 of the pre-chorus. So yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. Let's finish this out. We'll get to the review. Back into 7 again. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you? Oh man, I like the idea of the sudden stops and the chokes on the cymbal. I like it, but they did it digitally. They did that in post. They didn't let it just naturally happen within the, because I'm sure. Listen, I am sure these ladies are fully capable of doing that on their own. There was no need to do that in post. You could hear it. It was done digitally. You could hear listen to it. You could hear the cutoffs. I'm sure they could have done that organically. It wouldn't have sounded as tight, but it would have sounded more natural. Oh man, why? Just let the ladies do it. Don't need to do it in post. It felt it. As a result, it sounded. I hate to say it, but it sounded kind of fake. It did. I really wish they just let the ladies do it organically.
Believe yourself and you will
go. Always coming back to that. Always coming back to the root. I love it. So you heard her again, bass player coming up on the neck, playing melodics, playing counter melodic line, but always coming back down to reestablish the root. Love it. I love it when bass players are able to do that. You know, the song was, I dug the song, man. I did. I dug this. It was just that one blemish. Oh, God. I don't understand why. Why would they do that with the digital fix in post? Why? All right. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Lonesome Blue with Face the Fear. This was a request from Greg Garvin, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 45% of the vote, moving from number 794 in the queue straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. Okay, let's just get to the score. We'll get to the score and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.6. Yep, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, what does that 7.6 mean? Well, a 7.6 is a really good scale rating. It would equate out to 4 to 5 stars, and it would equate out to a B+ letter grade. So we have 7.6, really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come to that score? So glad you asked. It is a really good song. It is. Now, there were some things that were a little better than really good. There were some things, and there were a couple of things that I didn't think were necessarily what I would call really good, you know, or they'd be really good but low on the really goods. Let's start with, where do I want to start with? How about the arrangement? We'll start with the songwriting. That was one of the really good things for sure. Maybe even possibly one of the maybe even low grades. The songwriting, the arranging, the pre-chorus in 7. I liked it. I did like it, and there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, they made it smooth. They didn't. It did not sound awkward. It didn't sound like they were stumbling over it. It made sense. Okay, would I have done that? Not necessarily. But here's the thing: if you can do it, and you can pull it off and make it smooth, then why not? It doesn't hurt. It certainly doesn't hurt. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, this is prog. You know, they took an element of prog for sure with the time signature changes. But here's the thing. They didn't overdo it. They didn't do it too often. And they didn't do it for too short of an amount of time that we couldn't get into the groove. They set it up for one section, and they dedicated themselves to keeping it on those one sections because there were multiple pre-choruses. They left it for the pre-chorus and the pre-chorus alone, which I can appreciate. And they did it long enough, the pre-chorus was long enough that you could get into the groove, you could find the 7, and you can go, okay, well, here's where it is. No problem. It wasn't hard to find because they did it once. You can pretty much guess they're going to do it again, right? When the next pre-chorus pops up. Sure enough, there it was, just like clockwork, 2 other times for a grand total of 3. And here's the thing. Each time they would do it, it sounded good. Coming out of the pre-chorus to go into the chorus, they would do 2 measures of 4/4 and then do an extra 2 beats. Now, here's the thing. Normally when people add beats like that, I'm not always the biggest fan of that. But in this case, it works. It's worked, and I'm going to take it a step further. to some extent, I'm going to say it's needed because they went. Here's the thing: in the pre-chorus, they were in 7. 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 They went to 4 and 4, just like the chorus. If there had not been those 2 beats, the 4 and 4 would have blended right into the chorus, and there would not have been a clear separation between the 2. Those 2 beats were needed. And I was thinking to myself while I was trying to get all my thoughts together, what if they had done 4 beats? Well, that would have just sounded like another measure of 4/4, and then it would have been even more confusing. What if they had just done 1 beat? That's too sudden. 3 beats, too awkward. 2 beats was the way to go. It really was. It made, when you think about the other possibilities of what else they could have done to create a clear and distinct separation between the end of the pre-chorus and the beginning of the chorus, nothing else really came to mind. Nothing else really worked other than 2 beats. So I think that was the absolute smart move to do. I love the playing around with the 7. I do. I thought that was really fun. It was definitely fun to listen to for sure. Kind of break things up a little bit so it's not just 4/4 all the way through and get a little monotonous. You know what I mean? I like it. The guitar playing sounded just fine. I think she did a fine job. No issue with anything that she did. The drumming sounded fine. I liked everything the drummer did. The bass player, if I'm being honest, stole the show. I loved everything she did. Whenever she would go up on the neck and play those melodic, the counter melodic lines, I think she was being very creative and very tasteful, and never once lost sight of her job. Primary job, tempo. Okay, well that's going to be taken care of. At least it should be, especially. You know, I know everybody plays with inners now, and there's a click going. Boy, that makes our lives, I hate to say it, but it almost makes our lives as bass players just obsolete because everybody's got the click going. So we're all going to be playing together no matter what. But I still believe the bass player's job is tempo. Like if you listen to bands that don't use click, that's our job. You know, that's absolutely our job, along with holding down the bottom end. And that's my point. She would go up and she would play, but whenever the root needed to be reestablished again, she was right there every single time. Gotta give her props for that. Vocally, it sounded fine. I'm not going to sit here and say that anything was all that impressive about what she did, but it fit the context of the song, and it sounded good, and I got no complaints about it. Just don't ask you to blow things out of proportion and go, oh, it's the most amazing vocal performance I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to call a spade a spade. And she sounded really good. She absolutely did. So I got no issues with anything that she did. My only gripe about the song, and you know what I'm going to say, those chokes. I don't see the need for it to be done in post. I don't see the need for it to be the digital. You can hear it. You can hear the digital cutoff each time. It was cut. It was seriously cut. Or not cut, it was copy. You know, copy that. Well, you cut the entire section out and you copied, paste. And that's what it was. And it's like, why? I'm sure these ladies would be fully capable of doing it in studio by themselves organically, and it would have sounded organic rather than artificial. You know, with the digital cut. Why? Let the girls play. I don't understand that. It just irks me when these ladies who have so much talent get handcuffed because the producer wants a certain effect or the engineer wants to get creative because he's bored or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but I disagree with that section. I absolutely do. And I really believe if they had just let the ladies just do those chokes on their own, I'm sure it would have sounded just fine. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, I think it would have sounded better than what we got. But doesn't matter because we got this product. So anyway, 7.6. Yeah, it's a really good song. It is. It's definitely a really good song. I got no issues with it. I got no problem with it. So yeah, that's where we're gonna stay, is on that 7.6. So, let's wrap this up in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 7.6, really good scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.